Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Gradeup's MBA Prep channel. I hope all of you are doing good, all hale and hearty. It's June and it's the month of summer. All of you must be experiencing summer all over the country, right? And so we have renamed this series, right? We have called it Hot Summer, High Order Thinking Summer. So it's a high time that you start your boost up your DILR preparation because you know that it is the most difficult section of CAT when it comes to CAT. Like other two sections, even like with like people are able to do well in those, but if you see look at the scores also for the past 5-6 years, this has been the most difficult section. And like if you talk about the resources available, right, the resources in terms of that, it is the least, right? So you people keep asking that what are some good books, and also all books I believe are outdated. You do not get too many good questions in books and all, right? So you try to learn from as many sources as possible, right? You could like go through mocks, some past year papers, etc., etc., and this series is one such source, right? So I cover some good sets for you to practice, okay, so that you prepare well for the DILR section. Okay, so good evening Raj, good evening Sai Shekhar, and everyone else whosoever is present, right? So hot summer, I remember when I was in class 12th, I used to have a type of question that was called HOTS, high order thinking skills, right? You remember in CBSE they used to have, I don't know now do they have it or not, right? And right, so we used to have those hot, so that is why we named this series Hot Summer, High Order Thinking Summer, right? So it's high time that you prepare well for DILR. Okay, so before we begin, let's look at the last week's question. I don't know how many of you answered that. There were a few responses I could see on the video. And you know that we are running this environment day sale, and you can get up to 45% off by using this code nature 45. Okay, all right, so this was the question I had given last week. I don't know how many of you answered this, right? So let us try to solve it quickly. It says that there are 4 faculty members. They've taught on 4 different days in a week, right? Now if you see, just quickly go through it, the days they talk about is Monday, Wednesday, and somewhere Thursday and Friday, right? So there are 4 days on which they have 4 different classes, right? And so let's put Monday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Okay, so they have given, right, certain things like right, the time in which they started, time, teacher and subject. Okay, they've given about time, teacher and subject. Okay, and it says that the class on Monday started at 7 and all classes started on different times, right? So they said that different times they had different starting time of different classes, right? So maximum is 7:20, so it cannot be beyond 7:20. Okay, then let us see what else is directly stated in the statements. It talks about that Mr. Chand took the class on Wednesday. So Wednesday you had Mr. Chand, okay, and so calculus started 7:20, but Sani didn't teach it, and Friday's class was set theory, right? So Friday's class was set theory. Wednesday's class 7:10, it did not start at 7:10, okay, and no 2 classes started at the same time, right? So no 2 classes had started at same time. Okay, then what else is given to us is that so acha, see, Mr. Sahani didn't teach on Thursday, right? So this is not Sahani, and on Monday also he didn't teach, right? So Mr. Sahani taught on Friday, right? So this is Sahani, and what else is said? right? And then Mr. Bish taught a class that started 5 minutes later than the class featuring who taught probability, right? So Bish taught 5 minutes after probability, okay, and calculus 720. So this is not 720, right? And what else is given? Can we figure out some more stuff? Mr. Das didn't teach geometry, so we could have other three. So we have 4 subjects given, right? So set theory is done, and we have geometry, we have calculus and probability, right? So Mr. Bist, he taught a class that started 5 minutes later than the class featured probability, right? So Mr. B does not teach probability, right? So he can teach either geometry or he can teach calculus, right? So and calculus was taught at, so suppose Mr. B teaches calculus, right? So suppose he teaches calculus, right? So he will teach at 7:20, right? So this cannot be B. So in this case, let us say this is 7:20 and he is Mr. Bist. He will teach calculus, okay? So probability must have started at 7:15. Now this will be 7:15 and probability, right? And what else? So this will be Mr. Das who will teach geometry, right? But it is given that Mr. Das didn't teach geometry, right? So it is said that Mr. Das didn't teach geometry. So it means that this case is not possible. So whatever we took here is not correct. Okay. So this, what does this give? That Mr. B does not teach geometry. Mr. B taught geometry, right? So Mr. B will teach geometry and he taught 5 minutes after the probability class. Okay. So later than the class who taught probability. So this will be Mr. B only, right? Because he cannot teach at 7. Right, he cannot teach at 7, he will teach after 7 only, and he taught geometry, right? So it means that geometry started 5 minutes after probability, okay? So if so it will start 5 minutes after probability. Chand Das didn't teach geometry, so Das could teach probability. So this is Das, right? By the way, this is Das. So this what else is given, right? Wednesday didn't start at 7:10, okay? And calculus was 7:20, right? So this cannot be calculus, right? So this is calculus at 7:20 and this class is of probability, right? So he taught at 7:05. Okay, so from this, at what time did the class on Thursday start? The class on Thursday started at 7:05. Okay, so we were given certain statements that were directly given, right? And then we just took the case that this person could teach these 2 subjects, right? He could teach geometry or calculus. First we tried it with calculus, so we were the case was getting rejected, right? Then we put this person teaching geometry and we got this formation, and using the timings that like calculus is started at 7:20, so this could not be calculus, this will be calculus, right? And this probability plus 5 minutes, so probability started at 7, this will start at 7:05. Okay, so this is the solution that we have. Okay, all right, so let's move to the questions. Okay, so this is that mega mock challenge that is running, and we have this VRC mega mock. So it is right from 5th of June to 7th of June till tomorrow noon, so you can participate in it. All right, so let's start with today's questions. Okay, some interesting questions like generally you get in CAT, right? Some interesting type, not the. Okay, so I didn't mention the common instruction of. All right, so just give me a minute. I'll just, I think I skipped one thing. Let me just give me a minute. I'll just restructure that slide. I don't know how it happened. Okay, so all right, so this has been fixed. All right, so it says that there's a person who loves to play a game that is called he loves to play a game of Minesweeper. So what are the rules of this game is, it is a 10 by 10 matrix and the columns are labeled A to J and rows are labeled 1 to 10 from top to bottom. Okay. Now a cell is denoted by combination of rows and columns. So G4 means Gth column and fourth row. So it is like Excel sheet, right? So it's a matrix. Now there is a mine located at exactly one of the cells. Okay. So there is a mine located, and what happens is if a person clicks in a cell which is in the same row, same column, or any of the diagonals in the 4 possible directions, the mine blasts and the game is over. Okay, so you do not have to click on that cell which has the mine. Okay, so you have to spot that mine, and like it will be like you can evade that, right? And the objective of the game is to click on all the safe cells. So the objective is to identify that mine and then click on safe cells. Okay. Now the first 3 clicks are safe, and based on these clicks, the course of the computer clicks the course of the the computer picks the cell as a mine. Okay. So what does it mean is, like, let's say if this is the mine, okay, if this is the mine, so if I click on any of these cells, right, any of these cells in the same row, in the same column, or in the same diagonal that is there, right, there will be a blast. Okay, so if I click on any of these, that will be a blast. So blast means my game is over. Okay, so I have to skip that blast. So I have to evade that blast. Is it clear? Right, so trying to make you understand the rules of the game. So it says that if you click on any of these things, same row, same column, or the diagonals that are there, right, that will cause a blast. Okay, blast ho jayega, the game is over. So you have to evade that blast, right? You have to find ways to skip that, right? Now what it is saying, the second thing it is saying that in the first 3 clicks it is free, right? There will be no blast. So from those first 3 clicks the game will begin, right? So suppose I click on B3 in my first chance. So what will happen? These cells cannot have mines. Okay, so accordingly, like it will decide that which cells cannot have mine. So the game will progress in that way. Okay. All right. Now, now what it says is you have to tell the maximum possible number of safe cells in a game. Safe cells means, right, which cannot be blasted by the mine. Okay, so you have to find the maximum possible number of safe cells that can be in the game. Did you get the question? So what it's there is a, so if you select a cell, right, let us say there is a mine here. Okay, there is a mine here. So what will happen? If you click on any of these rows, this column, right, or any of these diagonals, right? This diagonal or this diagonal. So there will be a blast and game will be over, right? So what you have to do is you do not have to click on these cells. Okay, so now these are not safe cells, right? So you have to tell that what is the maximum possible number of safe cells in the game. What is the maximum possible number of safe cells in the game? How will you find that? So see, it will depend on the location of the mine. Okay? It will depend on the location of the mine. So I'll tell you the logic, then you can calculate the answer. Okay? If I have a mine here, right? If I have the center, so what will happen? Let me take different scenarios. One I will take at center. Exactly center, what will happen? This row, this column, and then two diagonals, right? Two almost complete diagonals. Okay? Now if I say this, then it is having complete diagonals like this. Okay? Now if I select it somewhere close to this, right? So if it was center, these are the number of unsafe cells. These are unsafe cells. If I bring it closer to, let's say, corner, like let's say if I have it like here. Okay, so if I have it here, what will happen? These two, and one diagonal is very small, right? So just 3, and the other diagonal is this, right? So if I bring close to the corner, I know the safe cells will increase, because in this case what will happen, that like the diagonal is shorter, right? Now if I take it at some point like this, right? So what will happen? If I take at an edge, like it can be on this edge, any side. So if I take on this edge, what will happen? Diagonals will not be on two sides. So one-sided diagonal. Okay, so this will happen, right? And so it means that if we are, yes, at center we have the maximum, right? So as we are moving towards corner, the number of safe cells will increase, right? Because these numbers will decrease. Now the safest cell would be like the least number of these will be at this case, right? If it is a corner, then the safe cells would be the maximum, because I will have one row, one column. See, one row, one column is in every scenario, it is about the diagonals, right? So there will be one diagonal like this. Okay, so you have to find the number of safe cells in this case. Okay, कितने safe cells होंगे? So 10, let us say these are 10 cells. Okay, now you have already counted this. So when you count this way, you will count 9 more cells. Okay, you will not 10, right? And now when you count this, now you have already counted this, so you will count 9 more, because this diagonal will have 10 elements, right? So total 28 unsafe. Okay, 28 unsafe, that means 72 safe cells. Okay, it does not mean that A1, right? It can be this also. I can put it J1 also. I can put it J10 also, right? The answer will be same. So corner, so at the center you have the maximum number of mines, maximum number of like unsafe cells. As we go towards the corner, the safe cells will increase. Like you can take it here also, right? It can be J1 also. So you will get the same answer, 10 and 9 more, because this we have already counted. So 9, 10, and again if you count this diagonal, instead of 10 you will count 9, because 1 this and 9 more, right? So 28, that is 72. Okay, so corner will give you the least one. So that is the logic behind this. Okay, all right. Chalo, now it is given that the first 3 clicks are C2, G4 and G5. Which of the following cells cannot be the location of a mine? So it talks that if you click the first 3, in the first 3 clicks, it will decide the course of the game, right? Suppose if I click C2, that means that these cannot be mines. ठीक है, ये mines नहीं हो सकती. So that is how I will reduce the number of unsafe cells, right? So now I click G4. So G4 में जो उसकी rows columns में आ रही है, that cannot be mines, right? Now you have to tell which of the following cannot be a location of the mine. अब one way is what? एक तरीका ये है, you will build the matrix and do this. ठीक है, बट एग्जाम में इमेजिन दिस सिनेरियो, ठीक है, दिस इज वे टू डिफिकल्ट, राइट. 10/10 नहीं आएगा, मे बी 6/6 या 7/7 का ग्रेड दे दें, राइट. ओके. But how will we do it logically? No, do not plot, right? The purpose is not to plot. If you plot, I mean, you can plot and solve. ठीक है? Think of some logic. कोई सोचो, ऐसे कोई सोच लगाओ कि how can you find those cells which cannot be mines? अच्छा, so actually you solve from the plot, or see how to solve this question, right? How to solve this question logically, right? Without drawing the grid. Okay, I draw this grid. Now see this. First of all, that row and column will be excluded, right? C, G, J, they will be excluded. 2, 4, 5 will be excluded. Anyway, these are not given in the options. Okay? Now think, how will it happen, right? Which of the following will not be a mine? So if you take C2, when you count a diagonal, what will happen? It will increase and increase by 1, increase and decrease by 2. So what I mean is, C2, if the next diagonal could be D1, it could be D3. On this side, it could be V1, it could be B3. If I say G4, right? So G4 के diagonals कैसे बनेंगे? G, it is 4, right? So in case of G4, the diagonal would be, if I count in H, so it will be H3, it will be H5, right? So as I go to one side, the number will increase by same and the alphabets will also increase and decrease by same, right? So जैसे कि I2, ठीक है, J1, is that clear? Suppose I say J5, if I say that E column में इसका diagonal कहाँ पे बनेगा? Can you tell? So J से 5 का difference, J से E तक कितना हो रहा है? J से E तक you will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Now this is 5, so 5 plus minus 5, ठीक है? So that will be 10 or 0, 0 is not possible, so E10. So अगर J5 का अगर आप diagonal देखोगे, that will be E10, right? Suppose I say that it is C2. C2 I have to find in, let's say, F, right? I have to find in F, where will this intersect? Okay. So if I say C2 and F, it is C2. F तक कितना हो गया? +4 हो गया, right? नहीं, +3 हो गया. C2F is 3. So this also +3, F5. So F5 will be the diagonal. Right, so the diagonal will increase, decrease, 1, 1 का increase and decrease. Is it clear? Right? Okay, so let's look at the next question. So D3 will be the answer to this. If the mine is at D8, how many of the given cells are unsafe? Now you will have to use that counting method to find this. Mine is at D8, you have to tell that how many of them are unsafe. So using the concept we just saw in the previous question, use that. So let us count one by one. Okay? C10. Will C10 be safe or unsafe? So when I am talking about D8, if I count to C, so it is gap of 1, right? So either it will be 8 plus 1, 8 minus 1. So C7 and C9 will be unsafe, right? C7 or C9 will be unsafe. C10 will be safe, right? So we have to find unsafe, right? So C10 is safe, so that is not countable. Okay. A4. If I count from D8 to A4, right? So in case of A, there's a difference of 3. So A5 will be unsafe, right? A4 is safe. B6, D to B, the difference is of 2, right? So D8 means B6 and B10 will be both unsafe. So B6 is one of the unsafe. We have to find unsafe ones, right? So this is unsafe. E5. So D8, E, no, E5 will not be unsafe, right? F10. D to F is 2 alphabets, right? D8, 2 alphabets. So plus minus 2, so that is F6 and F10 both are unsafe. So F10 is unsafe. Okay? G3. So D to G, you have 3 alphabets, 4 and 7, right? So G5 will be unsafe, G3 will be safe. Okay? H5. D to H, you have 4 alphabets, correct? So D8 है, तो H4 will be unsafe, H5 will be safe. So there are 2 unsafe ones. Okay, so instead of drawing grid, right? Instead of drawing the grid, you can just calculate like this. Is that clear? Or this set is going something above your head? So it's a logical thing, right? Try to understand that without creating a grid. Try to understand कि if you are creating a diagonal, it will increase in one direction. I will increase by one element, right? Increase or decrease by one element. So if I am saying D8, so next will be what? D8 का अगर आप ये देखोगे, suppose ये D8 है. If I increase in this direction, let's say I go to C. So in C, it will, what is the difference between D and C? 1, right? So it will decrease by 1, increase by 1. Okay? B, there's a difference of 2. So B10, B6. Okay? A, difference of 3. Up A11 तो हो नहीं सकता. So it will be A5. Let us say I have to find at H, right? Directly I have to find at H, right? H is what? 4 steps away. So H, D is 8, right? D is 8, 8 minus 4, 4. So H, 4. So without even drawing it, you can visualize it using this logic. Achha, I mark H5. So H4 will be the unsafe one. So without even drawing, you can just use this logic to identify. Okay? Alright. So if the following clicks are safe, in how many cells could the mine be located? Now this question you will need a, what will you need? You will need to plot. This question will be a difficult one without plot. Okay? So in case you get such kind of a set, so what are you going to do? You are going to attempt 3 questions, leave this question. Right? Suppose such kind of a thing comes up in the examination. Okay? Sometimes they throw up some random kind of stuff, right? Now this 3 questions attempt, this question skip, because you know, right, you have you do not have to, you cannot answer this without like either you have a very great brain, you can build the manual print. For others you can still think, right? वो जो step बताया कि this will increase or decrease by that, but for this it is very difficult to visualize. So obviously we will be drawing this. ठीक है? So A, C, E. So चलो solve तो करना ही है. So let us do this. A, C, E, F. G is also gone. ठीक है? Numbers also काट दो. A4. Then C7. Okay, then E3. F9. And G1. Okay, now we will draw the diagonals also and find that which all can be cut. Right, so this will be cut, this will be cut, this will be cut. Okay, this will be cut, this will be cut, this. Okay, so from A we have done. Now let us start from C. So this. So a difficult one, probably, like it will be a very time consuming thing to do such thing, right? यहाँ तो कहीं बनने से रहा. Okay, so E is also done. F9, F9 we had cut like this. So if we go this way, this is cut, this is cut. F9 is actually this only, so this is been cut, taken care by A4. Okay. Now G1, so we cut this diagonal, right? We have cut this diagonal and we will cut one more, right? So now let us count that how many save cells are there, right? Very difficult thing. Okay, be careful in counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, none here. 8, I think 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, right? 14 safe cells are there. I mean, this is a question that should not be attempted, right? It is a too much time consuming thing, right? Too much time it will consume to solve such a set, right? 13 array, 14 array, right? I'm getting 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11 and 3, 14. Okay, so एक बार फिर से count कर लेना if we made. So I think it is 14. Okay, but such a question should not be attempted. So the purpose is, it is not about attempting all the questions. It is about attempting the right questions, right? So if you attempt 3 questions and skip one, that is perfectly fine, right? Most of the people would not even attempt such a thing in such a set, right? So that was a good one, right? Okay, so these are the courses that we currently have at Gradeup for CAT and other MBA entrance examination preparation, right? So if you are preparing for these examinations, you can enroll with us. Okay, all right, so let's do another set. This is a calculation based set, but we will see that how can it be, how can we minimize the calculations. Okay, so it says a diagnostic company has labs in 4 localities in Delhi: Rohini, Vasant Kunj, Preet Vihar and Tilak Nagar. Okay, the number of patients that visited these labs during a month was 22,500. Okay, 28% of the patients visited the Rohini lab, while the number of visitors at the remaining 3 labs was equal. Okay, so this creates, I mean, when I was doing my MBA, I was interning with Dr. Lal Path Labs, right? So I had created this question back then, right? So, so it is like, that is the diagnostic firm they have mentioned, and I used to visit these labs. So I just, some thought came across. So because similar question was asked in CAT 2017, right? So if you look at CAT 2017, there was some kind of table like this in which certain percentages was given. It was not in decimals, it was in percentages, right? So I just made it to a decimal format, right? Okay, so it is like that question. So it says that 28% of the patients visited this lab and 24% in these 3 labs, right? Equal in other 3. So that means 24, 24, 24. Okay, now total patients was 22,500, right? So the first question is, what is the number of female patients in Tilak Nagar lab? You have to find the number of female patients in Tilak Nagar lab. Now, how do we approach this question is, see, one thing that people do is they will calculate all the values. Okay, people often calculate all the values, right? They create a table, calculate all the values. But let us see that, do we need to calculate all those values? Do we need to calculate? Or can we do some calculations to find this particular question? See, if you calculate all the values, you will answer all the questions correctly. That is fine. Okay? Now, all the values, how will you calculate? First of all, you will find 28% of this, 24%, 24%, 24%, right? So you will get the number of patients in this. Next step will be male patients. You will find 40% of this, 40% of 45%, 50%. You will find 48% of total and get this as the answer. Okay? So now you will get male patients. Female patients, you will subtract from the total number of patients you will get. Now pathology, you will calculate 70% of this and so on, right? Too much time consuming. Okay? You will get on the answers. Okay? But 10 minutes will go in just filling the table, right? But what you need to do is, you need to calculate things without you have to see that do I need the table, right? The first thing is, do I need the table, right? If most of the questions require the table, then probably yes. But if I look at this particular question, let us see that if I can do it without using a table, right? So first of all, what I'll do is I'll use percentages. Okay, so it has 60. We have to find the number of female patients here. Okay, this is 60%. This is how much percent? This is 55%, 50%. Okay, this is not known, and this is how much? 52%. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do it very quickly, and we will see how can it be done. Okay. So total, let us say 100 patients. Forget 22,500. We create a mental blockage by thinking of these numbers, right? So let us say there were 100 patients. Okay. I will get these percentage in decimal forms. I will multiply by this number to get the answer. Okay. Now see this. Now you will also learn some cool tricks of multiplication around it. How can you do such things like anything, right? So 52% is, so forget this pathology around, just focus on these things, right? So so this is the percentage of females. Okay. So total females are 52. Okay. What will be this? 28 into 6, 168, 16.8. Okay. 24 into 55. Now I'll tell you some quick ways of multiplication. Whenever you have an even number multiplied by a number that is ending in 5, right? Whenever you have that, I do not know the table of 24, suppose. So what you do is you double this number and you halve this number. So that becomes 110 into 12. Now it is easy to multiply. So that will be 1320. So basically it will be 13.2. Okay, 50% of 24 is 12. Okay. Kitna percent ban gaya? This is 30, 42, 10%. Right? 10% is the answer. 10% of what? 10% of 22500. So answer is 2250. So I did not draw the table, did not draw the entire table. I solved it just using this and got the answer. Right? So probably this will take me 2 minutes to solve. Creating entire table would take me 10 minutes. Right? I will be able to answer all the questions using the table. Right? No doubt I will be able to answer all the questions using the table. But individually, if I take it questions, maybe some questions do not require that much of information. Right? I do not need each and every data point. Right? So one practice that you make is look at the questions. Right? Do you nearly need all those data points? Okay. Okay, I'll repeat how did we did. See, what it says is 28% of the patients visited this lab and equal number. Equal number means, right? Equal number means 72 is left. 72 divided by 3. That is equal to 24. So 24%, 24%, 24%. Right? Suppose there are 100 patients. Okay? 100 patients. So 28 visited this lab, 24, 24, 24. Right? Now 60%, these are male patients. So let's find female patients. 60, 55, 55. This is missing. This is 52. So total 52 female patients out of 100. 60% of 28 is 16.8. 24 into 55 is 13.2. 24 into 50 is 12. So कितने हो गए? ये तीन कैटेगरी से हमारे आ गए 42. What is remaining? 10. So there will be 10 females, right? 10 is what? Now so you should know how to scale the answer, right? 10 out of 100, right? But the total number is 22,500. So 10% of that will be 2250. Okay. All right. So let us look at this question. What percent of the patients who registered in Vasant Kumbh's lab were for radiology test? So it is like exactly the same thing, right? We have to find this in case of, we have to find for pathology, and the second category is radiology. Okay. So we will use the same technique, and without that, with that we will get the answer. Okay. 28, 24, 24, 24. Okay. So radiology we have to find. Radiology is 30%, right? 20%, or I'll write the percentages so that it looks good and you can calculate fast. 30%. Okay, this is missing. This is 20%. This is 25%, and total is 28%. Okay. So suppose there are 100 patients. If there are 100 patients, there will be 28 patients for radiology. Okay? Out of 100 patients, 28% would come for radiology. Okay? 28 का 30% कितना है? 8.4. 24 का 20% है 4.8 एंड 24 का 25% है 6. ठीक है, सो इतने पेशेंट्स रेडियोलॉजी के हो गए आउट ऑफ 100, राइट. सो वी विल स्केल दैट आंसर, राइट. व्हाई टू कैलकुलेट 22.5 का, व्हाई टू कैलकुलेट 22,500 का दिस, आई कैन डू बाय 100, राइट. It is easy to calculate from 100. So at the end just multiply, scale your answers to that scale. Okay, now कितना हो गया? 13.2 into 6 is 19.2, right. 19.2 28 में से minus 19.2 कितना हो गया? 8.8. ठीक है. Now 8.8 patients were for radiology from this. ठीक है. 8.8 out of 24. 8.8 patients out of 24 were for radiology. So into 100 कर दो. Correct. So what will you get? You will be able to divide by 3, right. So it is more than 33. So this will be 36.67, right. Without calculating we can say that, right. अगर calculate भी कर लोगे तो that will be 6 and 25. ठीक है. So that comes as 3 and 4.4 x 110 by 3, 36.67. बट कैलकुलेट करने की जरूरत नहीं है, राइट. बिकॉज वी नो 8 by 24 is 33.33%. ठीक है. सो इट हैज टू बी ग्रेटर देन 33.33%. सो 36.67%. okay. So another cool way to do this, difficult, possibly, I mean supposedly very difficult way to solve questions, right. Otherwise people would take a lot of time, they would skip such questions, right. But using some smart techniques, now these are some smart techniques. So you need to be very thorough with percentages, understand percentages well, right, and you know how to scale answers and do all those things, correct. Okay, chalo next karte. If 55% of the patients who registered for radiology test in Preet Vihar lab were males, how many females registered for pathology test in Preet Vihar lab? Okay. Now this is a simpler question. Again, what we will do? We will use the concept of 100. Okay. So we will use the concept of 100 to find the answers. Is that clear? So we will use the concept of 100 and we will get the answer. And let's do this. So first of all, Preet Vihar has 24 patients. Okay. Pathology will be 80%, that is 19.2, and radiology will be 4.8. Okay. Now it takes that 55% who registered for radiology in were males. Okay. So what we have to find? We have to find the number of females registered for pathology test, right. So let us think like this, right. So male, female, pathology, radiology. Okay. What we are given? We know the total number of pathology. Okay. We are given the percentage of male and female, right. 50-50%. So total females are 12. Okay. Total females are 12. I am given that 55% of radiology in Preet Vihar are male, right. So I will find 45%, that will give me the number of females. I know the total number of females. ठीक है. Radiology, so sorry, radiology is 45% are females, right. So I have to find the number of females registered for pathology test in Preet Vihar. ठीक है. So what will I do? Radiology का 45% females. So 48 into 45 I have to do. ठीक है. So what I'll do? I told you that you double this number and half this number. 24 into 9, that is 216. 2.16 आ जाएगा आंसर, राइट. सो रेडियोलॉजी में हो जाएगा 2.16 फीमेल. सो इसमें आ जाएंगी 9.84. ठीक है. 9.84 आउट ऑफ 100. सो 9.84 इंटू 22500 means 9.84%, right? So basically you will multiply this, you will get 9.84 into this by 100. So 9.84 into 225. Okay, now how I can multiply is just double it, you will get 450 and half of it is 492. Okay, half of it, double of it is 900, half of this is 246. Okay, 246 into 9, you should get 2460 minus 246, 2214. So your answer will be 2214. So again, difficult calculation, right? Difficult calculation, but we simplified it. So what we did was, we did in terms of hundreds, right? We solved in terms of hundreds and then we just, scaled it up. समझ में आया कैसे किया? We took the calculation in terms of hundreds and then just multiplied by 225 in the end. Okay, just to get the answer. Because if you do everywhere you did 225 in the beginning itself, the calculation would become complicated, right? Same thing you need to remember in case of pie charts also. First calculate everything in percentage terms and then multiply by the total in the end, right? So if you find these terms and then just multiply by 225 in the end, we will get the answer. Okay? So another supposedly very difficult question. The average cost of a radiology test in Rohini lab is 1100. If the total revenue generated by this lab is this, what is the average cost of a pathology test in Rohini? Okay? Now this is the question of mixture and allegation. Okay? Now they have given you that the cost of radiology test is 1100 and this is the total revenue generated. Okay, you have to find the cost of a pathology test. Okay. So first what you will do is, you will find the number of, what will you do? You will find the number of tests, right? You will find the number of tests and then you will get the average cost of, you will get the overall average cost, right? And from overall, you are given the ratio, right? You are given the ratio also, right? So use that to find the answer. So let us try to understand. ठीक है, यहाँ कितना कॉस्ट हो रहा है? 28% हो रहा है. ठीक है, 28% को आप निकाल दो, 22,500 का 28% and divide this by this. ठीक है, so divide 3843 225 into 28, right? And there are 3 zeros also. So what will happen to 225? It will become 4 times, that will become 900. ठीक है, और ये 6300 बन जाएगा. ठीक है, and this will be something 0. So just calculate the average for this. What do you get? 28% है ना, तो 6300 हो जाएगा और this is the total cost, total revenue. ठीक है, 63 से डिवाइड कर लो, 63 6 378 161, राइट? 610 आ रहा है आपका कॉस्ट. ठीक है, 610 है, ये 1100 है. You have to find this so that this ratio, this is what? Pathology. This is pathology. No, radio is pathology. You have to do, right? Radio and pathology. ठीक है, so radiology and pathology is 3:7. Right, so suppose this is X, right? So this is 490. This should come as 210. ठीक है, 3:7. So this will be 400. So your answer will be 400. ठीक है, mixture and allegation. So that is why quant is definitely useful in DI also. Very complicated set, isn't it? But if I know the right things, I know right? It is something that that uses mixture alligation. Okay, I know certain calculation hacks. I will probably solve this set in the examination, right? If I'll complete the set within 10 minutes, right? And that sets me apart from the rest of the people, right? So that is what some people do in order to scale very, very high, right? See the 99 percentile, the 99 percentile is around 50 marks, right? Rough estimation around 50. Take a 99.9 percentile is around 75 marks. Take a 75 plus. So if you have to scale to that level, you need to understand this level of thinking, right? That extra 25 marks that people get, it is not that easy, right? Okay, all right, so let us, since it is high order thinking, let us think again in this manner. Okay, so I'll tell you the cost thing again. First of all, it says that the average, so total cost is, total revenue is this. Okay, total revenue is this. I can find the number of tests, right? 225, 20,000, 22,500 ka 28%. So 6,300 tests. So what will happen? Average, what will be the average revenue from one test? That I divided this. Okay, I got 610. So 610 is the revenue generated per test. Okay, so from one test they are earning 610 rupees. Clear? Now how many of you know mixture and alligation? If you know mixture and alligation, then this question becomes easy for you. Okay, otherwise you use algebra and calculate, right? You put x be the cost, right? This into this and that, right? Now for radiology, the cost is given as 1100. Okay, the average cost on radiology is 1100. We do not know the cost on pathology. Okay, now the average cost, the mean cost of entire lab is 610. So you know this thing that 610 minus x, right? This is alligation thing, right? So for that, just learn alligation, you will understand that, right? So that is one. If you have not understood alligation, then it's like you are lagging in that. So please do read about alligation, right? So you take the difference. So this is 490 and this difference is like, so this is 3:7, right? This is in the ratio 3:7 because pathology is 0.7 and radiology is 0.3. Okay, it's 3:7. So if this is 490, this should be 210. This 210 will come when it is 400. So use of alligations. So learn, I mean, it's a homework for you to learn alligations. Okay, so just read about alligations and then you will be able to understand this. Okay. All right, so I leave up to you to learn alligation. Okay. All right, so let's, like, if you're enjoying this session, please do like the session, right? We are discussing some highly intense sets and we are seeing that how it can be simplified, right? Okay, now this is an easy one. Okay, so don't worry, this is an easy one. Okay, so two sets, heavy sets. Now let us try to pull down. Okay. Now there are 7 deletion programs H, J, L, P, Q, S, V. They are assigned a different rank from first to 7, from most popular to least popular. Okay. Now the ranking is consistent with the following conditions. Now these are some of the conditions that are given to you. Okay. That J and L are each less popular than H. So H is more popular than these two. J is more popular than Q. S and V are each less popular than L. P and S are each less popular than Q. S is not the 7th. Okay. So using these conditions, you have to tell them which of the following could be an order of the programs from most popular to least popular. Right. So use the conditions. Now these team selection, ordering and all, these are option based questions. Right. Read the options, read the conditions and answer it. So read it, what are the conditions given, and then answer this question. Which of these is not possible? चलो ये तो आसान है. Come on, answer this. I can understand previous ones were difficult one. ठीक है. अरे यार ये कुत्ते. No answer thus far. I mean, you can just read the condition, right? Check the options. H is more popular than J and L are least less popular than H, right? Now in this case, J is become more popular, so that is not possible. Okay. Acha, then what else is given that J is more popular than Q. J is more than Q. Now in this case, Q has become more popular than J, so that is false. Okay. Now S and V are less popular than L. So in this case, V is coming before L, right? So that is not case. So option C is the right answer. Very easy to do. What was there in that? You just had to look option by option and get the answer. ठीक है, eliminate the cases. चलो next करते हैं. Which of the following programs cannot be ranked third? Which of the following cannot be ranked third? Look at the conditions properly and answer. Which of these cannot be ranked third? L, P, Q or V? So the ones in case someone are part of my this thing, that courses. So today we had done this in the class. Okay, so I took up this question from the class. Right? So today we had a class in which we discussed. I don't know how many of you are watching this. I told also in the today's class that we might take up this in the marathon also. Cannot be ranked third. इनमें से कौन सा third नहीं हो सकता? Okay, so let us put the conditions. I think you did not put the conditions. J and L are each less popular than H, right? So H is better than J and L. J is more popular than Q, so J is better than Q, right? S and V are each less popular than L, so L is better than S and V. P and S are each less popular than Q, so P and S are less popular than Q. S is not the seventh, right? Now see this. L, can it be third? Yes, it can be third. I will put J, I will put L, possible. P, can it be third? Can P be third? Q be third? H, J, Q, yes, I can put Q third. V, can I put V third? Yes, I can put V also third. See, what will I do? I will not put J here, right? I will put H and I will put L, I will put V, right? It is satisfying the condition, right? H is better than L, L is better than V. But I cannot put P. Why? Because for P, I have to H better than J, J is better than Q, Q is better than P. So P cannot come third. So minimum it will come fourth. So the answer is P, right? They are easy questions. But I mean, see, it is saying that J is better, H is better than J and L. That does not mean that J and L are together, right? It can be L much better than J, or it could be J better than L, right? So we cannot say that. But this is definite. So for P, H will be better than J, right? J is better than Q, Q is better than P. So P has to come minimum fourth. Okay? If V is more popular than Q and J is less popular than L, which one of the following could be true for the ranking? So read it as could be true. Typo error. V is more popular than Q and J is less popular than L. ठीक है, अभी तक हमारी कंडीशन क्या थी? H is better than J and L. ठीक है, L is better than S and V. ठीक है, and P and S are less popular than Q. So J better than Q, Q is better than P and S. ठीक है, now the condition is V is more popular than Q. So if V is more popular than Q, so definitely H, you will have L, you have V, you have Q after that, right? Q cannot come before that. Okay? Now Q is better than P and S. So S will come and then last P will come. Okay? And J is better than Q. So J will come either here, J will come either here, J can come either here, right? We cannot determine the position for J, right? So J can be anywhere. Okay? Okay. Because J is better than Q. Okay? V is better than Q. So Q, SP will come because now S is less than Q only, right? Okay, now what else is given, that you have to find that which of the following could be true. Okay? Now first option says P is more popular than S. See, could be true means possibly true. Okay? You need to understand the words must be true, could be true. Could be true means possibly true. P is more popular than S? No, P is less popular than S because P will be definitely the last person. Okay? So that is false. Q is more popular than V. Arey to question mein diya na, V is more popular than Q. So it cannot be true. It is always false, right? P is more popular than L. If P is at the end, how can P be popular than anyone else? Okay? Now J is more popular than V. Now you will say that in this case it is less popular. In this case it is more popular. Yes, it is possible, right? It is saying could be true. Could be true means in some scenarios it can be true, right? So J can be popular than V. It could be true. It is not necessary to, but could be true. Other three are definitely false. So need to understand this thing clearly, that what does could be true mean, right? Okay. So answer is D. Now next question is, if Q is more popular than L, then each of the following must be true of the ranking except. So what does this mean? That out of these four options, three are always true. One is not always true, right? It can be true in some scenarios, but it is not always true. Okay? Q is more popular than L. Then which of the following must be true? Okay? Three will be definitely true. Fourth one will be sometimes true. Okay? So let us check that. Q is more popular than L, right? So it means that after J we will H, after J H I will have J, and after J we will have Q, because Q is more popular than L. Okay? Now what will happen? Q is there. Now after Q we have, after Q I will have these two things, P and S, right? And after J only I can have, after J I can have S and J. No, this will be L. No? Q is more popular than L. After L I will have S and V. Okay? So I can have them in any order. Okay? I can have them in any order. Now things that must be true except one. Okay? L is fourth. Can L be fourth? Can L be fourth? Yes, L can be fourth. Why not? Or it cannot be. See, can I put L as fourth? Let me check. I'll take a condition like this. I put P before L. I put P before L, right? It is satisfying all the condition. So this is your answer. L is fourth is not true. Now I will try to prove other things which are true. Okay? Q is definitely third. Okay? Because P and S they cannot come before Q. L is coming after Q. That means HJQ is third. So this is definitely true. Okay? V is not fourth. V will never be fourth. Okay? If you put L, so either L will come or P will come, right? So V is not fourth. That is also definitely true. J is not third. J is second. That is also definitely true. So these three are definitely true. It is saying that which of the following must be true except. So three of them are definitely true. One is not definitely true. That is L is fourth. I can have L fourth. I cannot have L fourth. Is that clear? So you understand these terms, that definitely true, must be true, definitely true, could be true. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड थिंग्स, ठीक है। इन्हीं चीजों से क्वेश्चंस गलत हो जाते हैं, राइट। एंड स्पेशली लाइक इट इज, चलो फिर भी DIR, राइट, इफ यू मिस्टेक दस थिंग्स इन योर RCs देन यू आर स्क्रूड, ठीक है। कई बार लोग ऐसी गलत कर देते हैं। Now it is saying that each of the following must be true except. So three have to be definitely true. One is not definitely true in all situations. So Q is third. That is, in any scenario, Q will be third. Okay. V is not fourth. Definitely V will not be fourth because V will come after L. So L must be, L can be fourth, right? J is not third. Yes, J is not third. J is second. So these three are definitely true. But L is fourth is not necessarily true, right? L can be fourth. L can be fifth also. We just proved, isn't it? So the answer will be A. So a tricky question, simple but tricky question. If you understand language well, you would get this correct. But see, very short passage. ठीक है, बहुत छोटा सा passage है. The language makes it difficult and tricky. Okay, so it is not always that some questions might look short, right, but they may not be sweet. Okay, all right, so this is the schedule that we have on our YouTube platform, right? So we take up classes on a daily basis, right? All these are free to watch. You can just subscribe to our channel and watch these classes. Okay, so at 10 a.m. we have daily editorial, and these are the timings that we have, different things, right? On Sunday we have this DILR marathon. Okay, so let's do the next question, that is arrangement. Okay, so we have to arrange certain people. Okay, LR, so previous one also LR, this one is also LR. Okay, there are 8 people, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. They are sitting in a straight line facing north direction. Each of them has passed a recruitment exam and must join the office in different months. Okay, so 8 people, they have to join in different 8 months, and that is not necessarily in that same order. Then you have to solve these questions, right? Use these conditions, take some time, solve karo, right? Put some effort, or you got tired. We are just 1 hour into this, right? Abhi to और लंबा चलेगा session, right? We have just done 3 sets. ठीक है, अभी तो आधा भी नहीं हुआ. So try this, take some time to solve it. Solve करना is important, right? If you, now this is something that you can do, right? It is not a very difficult one. ठीक है, जो जैसे वो second वाला था, second one was ultra difficult, right? But I taught you certain techniques. So जिसकी समझ में आ गया is well and good, right? You can learn those techniques, apply those techniques and get questions correct. Take some time, solve करो थोड़ा 5 मिनट. I'll take rest from like speech and then help you out, right? So you just have to arrange these people and with the month that they are going to join. Should not be a difficult task. हुआ कुछ? So whenever you have an arrangement based question, you should start with something which is talking about fixing a position, right? Or it says that there are n number of people between these two, so at least have those two people sorted. चलो let's start. ठीक है? And by the way, why are so less people today, right? Last week there used to be like some 40-50 viewers. Today only just less than 20. People seem tired of this or what? Chalo, let's solve this. Okay. Okay, so we are talking a lot of about G. Okay. G sits third to the right of the person who joins in May. The person who joins in August sits second to the right of G. Okay. So this gives a long list. So there is a person born in, joining in May, right? So 1, 2, 3rd, that is G. Okay, so let us write the name here. And the person who joins in August sits second to the right of G. So this is the person who joins in August, right? So this gives a list of 6 people, right? So we are left with, so we have 8 people. Okay. Now one thing is given that A and E are immediate neighbors of each other. Okay, A and E. Neither A nor E has joining dates in either May or August. Neither A nor E is an immediate neighbor of G. Okay. So now A and E cannot come in these two positions. Okay. See, there are 8 positions. A and E cannot come in these positions. Okay. This is not A and E. Okay. This is not A and E. And neither of them is a neighbor of G. So this is cannot be A and E. Right. So there are 8 people. We know these 6 people. So either A and E will come like this, or A and E will come like this. Okay? Is that clear? Anything else given about A and E, that who joins first or who joins later? Okay, so we are not given where in left or right where they are sitting. Okay? Right, so we can have A and E anywhere sitting. Okay. Okay, so let us see this. So we will pick A and E. So we will pick 8 ka set. Okay, let's make 8 ka set, and then we'll take 2 cases and then solve it. These are 8 months. Okay, so we started like either A, E will come this side, or A, E will come this side. Okay. Now G sits third to the right of the person who joins in May. In this case, this is May. This is 1, 2, 3. This is G, and this is August. In this case, this will be the person in May. 1, 2. This will be G, and this is in August. Okay. So these are going to be the cases. Is it clear? All right. Now what we have to do is that. Okay, so we have used this statement completely. First statement is completely done. H sits third to the right of the person whose joining date is in January. Neither A nor E has joining dates in January. H's joining date is not in August. Okay? Now H is third to the right of the person who is in January. So these two are not in January. Okay. Now if I take this, right, this is not in January. If I take this person in January, 1 2 3 H. Okay. And if I take this person in January, H joining date is not in August, so H 1 2 3 it would be H. So this means this person is January and this is H. Okay. In this case I cannot take this January. If I take this January, 1 2 3, this is, right, this is 1 2 3, this will be H. So any case we will get January and H. Is that clear? In both the cases H will be just next to G, because H is not in August and H is third to the right of January. And A and E are not in January. Okay? This statement is also used. Only two people between E and the person who is joining date in July, right? The person whose joining date is February sits to the immediate left of D. Okay. D February. What all we can get D February? Now see this question, right? Chalo, E and the person date in July is fine. Joining date in February sits to the immediate left of D. Okay, I cannot put a D here. I can put a D here and February, right? So that is the only possibility, D and February. Okay. D cannot come here, D cannot come here, D cannot come here. So D is in August, this is in February. So we have utilized this part. Okay. Only one person sits between E and B. Okay. C joins before July, E joins after April, and G joins after A. Okay. So a lot of things that we will that will help us complete the table. So next step is only one person sit between E and B. Now if I place A and E this side, right? If I place A and E in this side, I cannot place B. I cannot place B in this scenario, isn't it? Can you place B? Because there is just one person between E and B. Okay, so that means this case gets eliminated because only one person sits between E and B. Okay. All right. Only two people sit between E and the person whose joining date is in July. So let us fill using this. Okay. Suppose E is sitting here. Suppose E is sitting here. Two persons between E and July. So 1 to July, not possible. So what does that mean? This is A, this is E, right? Because if I put E here, 1 to July, that is not possible. Now these are fixed, right? So this means the first person is A, the second person is E. And this is July. Okay? So we utilize that point also. Now I think it should be easy, right? So we have filled this. Okay? Now only one person sits between E and B, one person in between, this is B. Okay? We are left with two people, A, B, C, D. C is left and F is left, right? C and F. C joins before July, right? So C will be this and F will be this. A month bhar mein, okay, January, February, March, April, June are left. Okay, March, April, June. G joins after A. G joins after A means that we do not know. E joins after April, right? E joins after April means E will join in June. And G joins after A, that means A will join in March and G will join in April. Clear? Got this arrangement? Did you get this arrangement? Okay, Shreya is saying that first answer is the person who is joining date in January. E and B, it is in May. And the answer should be option A, isn't it? B is in January, we are getting. Please check the arrangement one. Check the arrangement once. Is it the same arrangement that you are getting? check it once. यही आना चाहिए arrangement, right? Got the same arrangement, right? It was doable, not very difficult, right? So some simple logic, you just had to apply those. Go statement by statement, keep eliminating cases. You would have done this. So simple problem on arrangement. I won't say that a very difficult one. Okay. Who among the following sits exactly between E and B? So E and B exactly between is C, the person born in May, or rather the joining date, not the person born. Okay. All right. So this is the set we have given here. Which of the following is true regarding D? Which of the following is true regarding D? अब तो आंसर कर दो. Answers are here, right? I can understand initially like you had to solve, you were struggling, but that is not a good sign. I mean, you should have done this set by now, right? Because this is arrangement. Arrangement is something that is not very difficult to do. Okay. So which of the following statements is true? Only two people sit to the left of D. D is here, so more than two people clearly. D sitting second to the right of the one, July. Second to the right of July, false. E and B are immediate neighbors. E has only one neighbor, so none is true. Okay, none of the statements is true. All are false. How many people sit between C and the person whose joining date is in April? C और April के बीच में कितने लोग बैठे हैं? Explain CBF. How did you arrange CBF? So please watch that portion. I mean, watch that portion again, right? CBF, C, E and B, there is only one person, right? So from this we got E and B, right? So we first figured out E. The thing was to figure out E. So if we were taking this, these were A and E possible. So what one statement said that two persons sit between E and the person joining in July, right? So July was coming this, right? So this was January coming, right? So we cannot place E here. So that is why we placed E and July here. So then one person between E and B. So we got the placement of B, right? Then B was also placed. We were left with few more people. C, F were left, and C joins before July. So C joins before July will give us this thing, and then F will be the last person to join. Okay, so that is how we place them. So it was to find out the position of E. So this triggered us to help us this statement triggered us to find the position of E. Okay. How many people between C and the person joining date in April? C, this is April. So two persons in between. Okay. Who among the following are sitting at extreme ends of the line? Extreme end पे कौन बैठा है? A and D, right? Now they have not given directly A and D. They have said that A and the person whose joining date is in August. ठीक है, that is D. ठीक है. So A and August, that is D. Clear? So this was another set. Okay, so are you enjoying the sets? Do you like these sets? It's some good sets for your collection, right? So please do solve them. Like in case you are unable to solve during the class, ठीक है, बाद में कभी बैठ के आराम से try to solve them, right? These are really good sets, hand-picked sets, very well drafted, right? Plus with some great solution techniques, right? Okay, all right, so let's do the next question. It says that Dr. Brijesh had an appointment with 5 children from Monday to Friday. The children are aged 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and some information is given, right? After seeing Naval, the next day he had an appointment with Amrita, who is 2 years younger to Naval. Okay, and Brijesh examined Shubham after he had examined Amrita. On Tuesday, he met the 3-year-old child. Neither is Shakil 5 years old nor is Amrita 1 year old. Jessica was examined the day after Shubham and is 2 years older than Shubham, right? So too many statements, right? So you have to find when did Brijesh meet the oldest child. I mean, you will have 4 questions. Let us formulate a table on this. So this is some one of a kind thing you would see like on YouTube, right? So you should utilize these things, right? Who takes the pain to take like such a long session, 2.5 hours, right? So if you give yourself some pain, then only you will have some gain in the examination, right? So someone might be busy watching movies, right? So 2.5 hours spent with movies, right? But if you spend 2.5 hours with something productive, right, then definitely you are going to attain something, right? So feel yourself that you are lucky that you are getting to see these things, right? And that too for free, right? So you should utilize that stuff. And then people say that we could not score well, we did not have resources and all, right? When you are getting things and people do not use them, right? Okay, so let's do this one. It says that there are 5 people, and on 5 days he examined these 5 children, right? So you have to find out possibly the order in which they were examined. Okay, so how will we do this? So can you get something from this? So let us find the ages of these people, right? So let us first figure out the ages of these people. What are these people? Naval, Amrita, okay, and then you have Shubham, Shakil, and then Jessica, right? So let us find their ages. So that will help us probably find out the order, right? So now Amrita is 2 years younger than Naval. So Naval must be at least 3 years old, right? Now Amrita is not 1 year old, right? So Amrita can be 2 or 3 years old, right? Amrita cannot be, it is given that Amrita is not 1 year old, right? So Amrita can be 2 year old. Suppose I put Amrita is 2 year old, so Naval will be 4 years old. Okay. Now Shakil is not 5 year old. And then what else is given? That Jessica is 2 years older than Shubham, right? Jessica is 2 years older than Shubham. So if Shubham is 1, Jessica will be 3, but in this case Shakil becomes 5, right? It is said that Shakil is not 5 years old, right? So what we will have? We will have either Shubham will be, so 1, 3, 5, so Shubham must be 3 and Jessica will be 5 and Shakil will be 1 year old. Okay? So this is the case. Another case what we can get is, right? So the second case that we can talk about is Amrita is 2 years younger than Naval, so that means Amrita can be 3 years old also. Naval can be 5, right? If that is the case, then Jessica is 2 years older than Shubham, so it can be 2, and so Jessica will be 4 and Shubham will be 2, right? So in this case Shakil will be 1 year old. So Shakil is definitely 1 year old. Okay? Shakil is definitely 1 year old child. Is it clear? Okay, so now let's see this. And who is on Tuesday? So Tuesday you can have any of these two. any day is given that okay, so let us try to make these things Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, so 5 days. On Tuesday he met the 3-year-old child. Three-year-old child on Tuesday. So 3-year-old child is either Amrita or Shakil. Okay. Now in this case, so if we take this, after seeing Naval, she had so let us take two cases, right? So let us make two cases and see this thing, right? So if I put Amrita as 3-year-old, so what will happen, right? After Naval, so he had appointed with Amrita. So this is Naval, okay? And on Jessica after Shubham, right? Jessica after Shubham, and after Amrita, right? So Jessica will be after Shubham. Okay. So let us take another case in which if that is 3-year-old child is Shakil, right? If this is Shakil, what will happen, that Shubham after he had examined Amrita, right? And Naval the next day appointment with Amrita. So you have Naval and then Amrita, then Shubham is after Amrita, right? And then you have Jessica, right? So Shubham and Naval and Amrita are together. Okay? Naval and Amrita are together, right? And S and J, right? Whatever is S, that is Shubham and Jessica are together, right? So in this case, I cannot get two such pairs. If I put Naval here, right? I cannot put Naval here because Naval and Jessica, Naval and this person Amrita are together, right? If I put Naval and Amrita together, I cannot put Shubham and Jessica. So there have to be 4 people, 2 in sequence. Is that clear? Right? Is that sequence clear? So it means that, right? It means that this is not possible. So this case is not possible. So 3-year-old will be Amrita. Okay? So this case is not possible. So these are the ages of the people, 5, 3, 2, 1, 4. 5, 3, 2, 1, 4 is the age of these people. Is that clear? So Deepak, please increase the sound of your speaker, right? I think the voice is correct, right? Please check your speakers. Okay, because others are not facing this issue, so it must be something from your end. Okay. All right. So what do we have? So this is the thing that we get. Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay. So now let's answer the questions on this. Okay. We cannot have Shakil as the 3-year-old child. This will be the 3-year-old child. So Naval is 5 years. So 5 and 3. Okay. Now we have this order that we have Shubham and Jessica, right? So either I can have Shubham Jessica like this. I can have Shubham Jessica like this. So Shubham Jessica Shakil, Shakil Shubham Jessica. So this will be the order. Okay. Now the question is, when did Brijesh meet the oldest child? So oldest child is definitely on Monday, right? Oldest child is on Monday. We do not know the rest, but we know at least this. Okay. So what do we know? We know the ages of the children and we know the order of first 2 children. Clear? Clear? So something related to ages, something related to this. So multiple possibilities. Now let us see this. Okay. So it will be either Shubham Jessica Shakil or Shakil Shubham Jessica. 2 for 1 or 1 2 ka 4. Okay. All right. Who was the last child to meet Brijesh? So we can tell about the first two children. That first child is Naval, second is Amrita. We cannot tell the last person, right? Because we are getting two cases. Is that clear? We are getting two cases. You cannot tell that who is the last person, right? It can be Shakil, it can be Jessica. Okay. Which of the below pairs represent the youngest and the oldest child respectively? Now we do not know the day on which they visited, but we know the ages. We know the ages. So oldest child is Naval. Okay? And who is the youngest child? The youngest child is Shakil. Right? Shakil is 1 year old. So Shakil and Naval. So the answer is option B. We do not know the order, right? But we know the ages of these students, these children. Okay. All right, let's look at the next question. Which of the following statements is definitely not true? You have to tell which statement is definitely not true. So definitely not true means that it can be false, right? Other three, see, you need to understand the words definitely not true. Definitely not true means that it will be true in some cases but false in other cases, right? Definitely not true. So it means the other options will be true in all cases. So Brijesh met Shakil after he had met Naval. This is true in all cases, right? Naval, he is the first person to meet, so this is true. So this is not the answer. Brijesh met Shubham on Thursday. Now Brijesh met on Shubham on Thursday is maybe true, may not be true, right? So this is definitely not true. Others should be true. Brijesh met Jessica on Wednesday. Acha ruko, definitely not true. Shubham on Thursday. Again, this is also not, definitely not true. Shakil on Wednesday. That is also. The question should be definitely true then. See, Shubham or Thursday, possible, not possible. Right? Shubham on Jessica on Wednesday. Right? I think the question should be definitely true. Because other three are getting as, right? Brijesh met Jessica on Wednesday. Could be true, could not be. No. Jessica on Wednesday is false, right? Sorry. Definitely not true means, see, it is true. This is true. Met Shubham on Thursday. It could be definitely. It can be true or it can be false. Definitely not true. So it is definitely not true, right? So he cannot meet Jessica on Wednesday. Okay, so your answer will be Wednesday. So met Shakil on Wednesday. Shakil can be met or cannot be met. So this can be true or false, right? It is definitely not true. It is definitely false, right? Definitely not true means definitely false. Okay, so this is false. A is true. Second and fourth can be true, can be false, but C is false, right? He cannot meet Jessica on Wednesday. Is that clear? So sometimes you need to pay attention to these words, that these make a lot of difference in your, like when you comprehend this, they become slightly tricky, right? Okay, so that is the arrangement, all right? Okay, so again an announcement about this eco-friendly sale which is going to end soon, right? So in case you are planning to buy courses, you can use this code and avail the discount. Okay. All right. So now this is even like a very, very difficult, I would say, not an easy set. Okay, so let's enjoy this set. Right? Are you enjoying or not? Right? Do you enjoy solving the sets? I mean, I can understand that at this point of time you must be tired and all, right? But these are some good sets which are good picked sets, difficult, right? Some moderate, difficult, right? So that you enjoy variety. And when you see a variety of questions, what happens is when you go in the examination hall, so you have seen so large a variety of questions, so you'll be able to tackle those. Okay. All right. So let us do this question. It says that there are 5 girls and 4 boys. They are to be measured, right? Their weight has to be measured. Now, the machine available could measure only more than 500 kg weight, right? It could not weigh less than 100 kg, right? So what the teacher do? The teacher was smart. So she took a group of 3 students at a time. Right? She was smart. So what she did? She took 3 students at a time and she got these measurements, right? So she got these measurements and you have to tell that, like you have to find the weights of these students. Now maybe that boy wala thing is easy. For girls it will be difficult, right? For boys it will be easy. Let us start with the easy thing. Okay? Let us start with the easy thing, then we will do for the difficult thing also, right? So let us first start with easy. So now there are 4 boys, right? So how many phase of picking? 4C3, correct? Now you must be wondering that for girls you are getting 10 weights, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is 5C3. So if you pick 3 girls at a time, you will get these combinations. Okay. All right. So let us find for boys and then we'll find for girls. Okay. Let us start, because if I tell you the difficult thing first, you will not be able to understand. Let us start with the easy thing, right? Suppose the weight of boys are A, B, C, D. Okay. All students weigh different. Is it given? It will be different. Why? I will tell you the reason. If you are measuring three students, you are getting different weight every time, right? You are getting different weight every time. Okay. When will I get the weight 163? When will I get the weight 163? So see, the important thing is to think, right? If you think things that become clear, right? When will I get the weight 163? So we are discussing about boys, forget about girls. When will we get the weight 163? We will get 163 when we weigh the lowest 3 boys, right? If we weigh the lowest 3 boys, we will get the weight 163. So A plus B plus C will give us 163. Okay. Now see this. 174 we will get with the highest, right? Now if I take A plus B plus D, that will give me 165. If I take A plus C plus D, that will give me 170, because I am weighing a heavier person, right? Instead of B, if instead of C I bring D, it will be heavy. If instead of B I bring C, that will be heavier, right? If I weighed B, C and D, I will get 174 kg. Is that clear? Right? So it is a really good one. Okay, very good set. You will enjoy this, right? And you happen to get these really brilliant sets, right? Okay. So see this. If I add all these, what do we get? So I will be adding 3 times everything, right? A, B, C, D. Okay. 3 times A plus B plus C plus D. I will get. So what do I get? 28 and then 272. So 672. Okay. So this will give you A plus B plus C plus D is equal to 224. Okay. So sum of weights is 224. A plus B plus C plus D is 224. Ab 224 se subtract kar do. So you will get 61, you will get 59, you will get 54 and you will get 50 kgs. Okay. So these are the weight of the, what are these? These are weight of boys. Is it clear? समझ में आया कैसे निकाल दिया? Did you get it or not? So these are the weight of 4 boys. Clear? So what we did was we took that ABCD, we took the arrangement and then we added those. So in case if like a quant में question आता है, let us forget that it is not a DILR thing, right? In quant you might get a question like this, that there are 4 boys, if you weight them 3 at a time you will get this, and they will ask who is the heaviest person, who is the lightest person, like this, right? So this is how you calculate that. Okay? Now for boys it was easy, for girls it will be difficult. Why will it be difficult? Because for girls you have 5 girls and there will be too many combinations. Okay? So let us try to understand certain things. Okay? Let us try to figure out certain things. Okay, so I'll repeat, right? Say, let us say the boys are A, B, C and D, right? Let their weights be A, B, C and D. A सबसे छोटा weight, B उससे बड़ा, C उससे बड़ा, D उससे बड़ा. So when will you get 163? When you add the lightest 3 boys. ठीक है, सबसे छोटे सबसे कम वेट वाले जो 3 होंगे तो उनका टोटल सबसे कम आएगा. कॉमन सेंस है. Say if I increase one person, I will increase D, I will get this weight. If I increase this, I will get a higher weight. If I use the heaviest 3 boys, I will get this. ठीक है, ascending order में लगाना था. Now what happened? We all added this, so we got 3 times of ABCD as 672. ठीक है, so we got A plus B plus C plus D 224. अब इसे subtract कर लो ना. A plus B plus C is 163. You subtract from this, you get D is equal to 61. So likewise, you subtracted all 4 equations. You got weight of 4 boys separately. Okay? All right. Now what we will do for girls, without even calculating actually, let us look at certain things. So when we are adding these 5 girls, right? So we are taking 3 at a time. Okay? 3 at a time ले रहे, 3 girls और 10 weight दिए हैं, तो how many girls we will get? 30 girls weight. ठीक है, 30 girls weight है, मतलब we have 5 girls. ठीक है, so it is means 6 times of total weight. Concept समझ में आया? Is that clear? So we are getting 3 girls at a time, right, into 10. So we are weighting total 30 girls. So it is equally distributed. ठीक है, and there are 5 girls, so it means we are calculating each girl's weight 6 times. So this total will be 6 times of the total girl's weight. This total will be 6 times of girl's weight. So just add this 249, 379, 509. ठीक है, 642, 776, 913, 913, 1051, 1193 and 1338. Right? So just check again. 1338 total आ रहा है. Add करके 1338 आ रहा है. So add तो कर लो इसे. Isn't it? 1338 आ रहा होगा. Clear? 1338 आ रहा है. 6 into total is 1338. So total weight will be आ जाएगा आपका 200 and this is 138, 23. So total weight will be 223. ठीक है, गर्ल्स का टोटल वेट आ जाएगा 223. ठीक. What was after 30G? So abhi now we are measuring 3 girls at a time. So we are calculating 10 times. So we are weighting 30 girls, right? In every weighting we are making, like, we have 5 girls, right? So that is evenly distributed, right? Evenly distributed 5 girls. So 30 girls and 5 girls are evenly distributed. It means every girl is counted 6 times, right? So let us say one person is, so like whatever combinations we will get, we have to divide into 5 girls equally, right? So 30 girls divided by 5 girls is 6. So every girl is counted 6 times, right? So let us say the girls are P, Q, R, S, T. So P will be counted 6 times, Q will be counted 6 times, right? And so on. Okay, so total is 223. Acha. Now let us make this. Now let's make the equation for girls, right? Let's make the equation and solve that, and then we'll be done with this complicated stuff, right? So let us say the girls are weighing PQRST. Okay? Let us say the weights are PQRST where P is less than Q. वो वाला order ले लेते हैं, ठीक है? वही जो हमने अभी बात की, जैसे boys में लिया था. Let us take like this. ठीक है? 5 गर्ल्स हो गई. Now lowest weight किसका आएगा? And we know that अच्छा total is 338, so that means P plus Q plus R plus S plus T is equal to 223. अभी हमने निकाला था ना. So total is 223. Okay. Now see this. Now total lowest weight किसका आएगा? Lowest weight 122 kg आएगा. P plus Q plus R, that will be 122. ठीक है? That is one equation. Second lowest किसका आएगा? 127 किसका आएगा? P plus Q plus S, that will give us 127. Now 130 repeat हो रहा है. We cannot find कि किस किस केस में हो सकता है. So what we will do, we will look at the highest also. ठीक है? Highest कितना आ रहा है? 145. 145 कब आएगा? R plus S plus T, that will be equal to 145. And 142 आएगा जब हम दो highest ले लेंगे S plus T and replace R with Q. So that will be 142. Right? So थोड़ा सा difficult है समझना. ध्यान देते हैं. So now we have 5 variables, 5 equations. 5 variable आ गए, 5 equation आ गई. So we should be able to solve them. We need n equations for n variables, right? So 5 variables in PQRST, we have 5 these things also, right? Okay. Now let us do one thing. PQRST. ठीक है? अच्छा ये आ गया, interesting आ गया. So if I add this PQR and ST, so what do I get? P, इसको और इसको जोड़ दो. If you add these two, what do you get? PQR is coming 2 times. PQ 2R plus S plus T, that is equal to 267. ठीक है? Now PQRST is given to you, so R will come as 44. ठीक है? So I'm writing the values PQRST. So R has come as 44. ठीक है? Now similarly, what will I do? PQST. If I add these two, what will happen? I will get 2 times Q, P 2Q and RST. So if I take 2Q, so from this, if I add these two, I get P plus 2Q plus R plus S plus T. That is equal to 264, right? And this is 223. So if I subtract everything, I will get Q as 41. So Q is come as 41. Okay? Now Q is 41, R is 44. If I put here 44 plus 41, 85, this will come as 37. ठीक है? 37 आ गया. Now I can put in other equations. ठीक है? PQS. So this is 37. This is 41, 78. S will come as 49. ठीक है? S is 49. RST. R is 44. 49, 93. That will come as 52. Okay, what we did, we added these two equations and subtracted this, right? So I'm writing the steps. So this means I added first equation, no, not first, second equation plus fourth equation, and I subtracted -1. From this I got the value of R is equal to 44. Now in this case, what I did, I added second equation plus fifth equation minus first equation, I got the value of Q as 41. Then what I did, I put the values. I put Q and R in this, I got P. I put P and Q in this, I got S. I put R and S in this, I got T. Right? So gradually you will get the values. So these are the values that you will get. So this is how you solve equations in 5 variables, right? So definitely a question that is going to take 30 minutes for a normal aspirant, like maybe even they will not even see, right? But if you have good holding, like if you understand this thing well, maybe in 15 minutes you can do this. Okay? Now the first question is, what is the average weight of the 9 students? What is the average weight? For boys, the total is 224. For girls, the total is 223. So total is 447 divided by 9. That will be 50 se thoda sa kam. 49 point. Right, 50 is 450. 49.67. 49.67 will be the answer. Okay. Chalo, next question. What is the difference between the weights of the second heaviest? Now, answering questions will not be a challenge, right? Once you have figured out. So learn this method. I mean, we have done a very good method, very important thing, how to solve such questions, right? So maybe that is ultra difficult to find 5 weights, maybe 4 weights you might get. Okay. So you know how to calculate those totals. Okay. So what is the difference between the weights of the second heaviest and the second lightest? So second heaviest is 59, second lightest is 41. The difference is 18 kg. Yeah, the weight is 18 kg. What is the weight of the heaviest boy? The heaviest boy weighs 61 kg. So maybe you could have just solved for boys and answered this question, right? Not necessary to solve complete thing, right? So it is always advisable, go through the questions, right? You know that finding those girls' weight took a lot of time, but for boys' weight it was doable, right? Okay. How many girls weigh less than all the boys? Okay. How many girls weigh less than all the boys? So the lightest boy is 50. So there are 4 such girls which weigh, all of them weigh less than boys. Okay. So there are 4 girls that weigh less than all the boys. Right? Yes, Anurag, it was interesting, right? So now Anurag knows one interesting set, right? Which, I mean, you know a technique, right? So the purpose of this series is to make you think, right? Go through different scenarios, right? And you learn things that how could these things be solved, right? So in case suppose this kind of set you get in the examination, now you have the picture that how to solve, right? How to go about solving this. All right. So that is this set. Right, difficult, interesting one. Okay, so if you are enjoying this session, please don't forget to like the session and do watch this session regularly, right, on Sunday at 9 p.m. Okay, so very good crafted sets. Okay, so let us do one more set, difficult wala. Right, so good one. So there are 5 friends. They went to a gym on a morning and they spent different times in the gym. Right, 24, 25, 28, 32, 45 minutes. And then what happened was some information is given to it, right? Venn diagram. Okay, last time we had Venn diagram. Okay, so every time I will try to include one set on Venn diagram, right? I'll include, last time we did one, right? So today, today I did not take up any. So I'll keep in mind that one diagram, one will be Venn diagram also. Okay, so now we have this. There are 5 people, they go to a gym, right? And then some information is given that at a particular instant there are maximum 2 persons at the same time, right? So 3 people cannot be there at the same time. Okay. So let us solve this. Let us find that who entered when and right. So let's find this thing. So 5 people, entry time, exit time, and find the time spent in the gym. ठीक है? Nowadays gyms are closed, right? They will resume in some times. ठीक है? Suppose this is the table that will create. That in case your friends are preparing for CAT and they are looking for some source, right? You can suggest these videos. You can tell them they can watch these, right? So a good collection of sets, and that too live, right? So the purpose of doing live is like there are some people who record it, right? So you also see that where are possibilities of going wrong. So generally what happens in recorded is, right, people prepare beforehand, they might take multiple retakes and do that. So here also you understand that we also can make mistakes, right? So you see it happening live in front of you. Okay, and you also feel it like it's like a classroom thing, right? Teacher is teaching you live in the class, not in the recorded version. Achha, last person left at 7:30 that we know, and one person entered at 6:50 that we do not know who is that person. Okay, now these are the times that are given to you. Okay, these are times that are given to you. Okay. Achha, now one interesting thing. Achha, now that is another thing is also possible. How will we able to do this? अच्छा, so चलो एक statement देखता हूँ, right? First thing is the person who entered 64 minutes after Hitesh spent 32 minutes, right? So Hitesh did not spend 32 minutes, that we know. ठीक है? Right? And let's see this thing, right? Can you tell me what does this third statement mean? Can you tell me what is this third statement mean? Third statement कोई मुझे समझा सकता है? What does this mean? So I want to test your thinking ability, right? That how well can you think and comprehend the statement, right? Can you read the third statement and tell you what do you get from this third statement? So these are the things that matter, right? If you can understand such things, you are better off than most of the people, right? Most of the people will not understand third statement. You read those things, right? WhatsApp में लोग status डालते हैं या Facebook में डालते हैं, 99% of the people will get it wrong, right? So that is something that I am telling you, that 99% of the people will get it wrong. I mean, they will not understand it. And the ones who understand it, they are the 99 percentilers. Isn't it? Those who can understand this statement, they are among the 99 percentilers, because 99% of the people do not understand this thing. Okay, let me check you how many of you are 99 percentilers. Okay, so just read this third statement. Sukhbir entered 13 minutes after Mushtaq did and left 30 minutes after Mushtaq had left. So what do you get from this statement? Can someone tell me? What important piece of information will you get this? It's a very valuable piece of information. No, Mushtaq entered before B is correct, right? You will get a better information. Okay, yeah, that is one information, that Mushtaq entered before Sukhbir. That is fine. Sukhbir spent more than 30 minutes. Not necessary. Yes, it will be more than 30 minutes. It is more than 30 minutes. But what other information? Some very crucial information you will get. Yeah, timing between them is there. Okay, so let us try to understand that. It means you are putting some effort. Suppose Mushtaq entered at time M, right? And he exited, his in time is M, out time is M plus N. Okay? M plus N. He spent N minutes and he came out at M plus N. So Sukhbir entered 13 minutes after that, right? M plus 13. What will be his out time? M plus N plus 30, right? So how much time did he spend in this? Time spent will be out time minus in time. So if I say a person is entering at 6:20 and leaving at 6:45, what do? You subtract, right? You subtract, you get the answer. So spent time is n minutes. For this person, the spent time is n plus 17. I mean, I told you, I gave you this to explain this, right? If you could not figure out, now can you tell something from this? I mean, I've given you in the form of algebraic expression, right? वैसे तो ये आपकी level, you should reach that level of thinking that you should not need these equations to understand this. Now can you tell me something? So I'm giving you the hint also. So what does this mean is that Sukhbir spent 17 more minutes than Mushtaq. ठीक है, 17 more minutes. अब देखो 17 के डिफरेंस में क्या है? 28 and 45. So Mushtaq spent 28, Sukhbir spent 45. ठीक है, very valuable piece of information that we have got from this. Okay. All right. Is that clear? Is it clear? Did you get this that the difference is 17 minutes, the time spent is 17 minutes, right? So that will be these two people. ठीक है, अच्छा अब चलो एक important चीज देखते हैं, right? So we got the time, this thing, right? And this case, let us see this thing. So this thing is clear, right? Acha, Anurag didn't get it. So see, if this is Mushtaq, this is Sukhbir, right? So Sukhbir and Mushtaq ends at M and comes out at M plus N. Okay? So he enters 13 minutes late, he exits 30 minutes late. Okay? So what is the difference between the time? Out minus in. See, just take an example. If I say that I enter at 6:15 and I leave at 6:29. So what is the time spent? This minus this. So time spent is n minutes. For this, the time spent is n plus 17, right? So among these options, right, only two numbers have the difference of 17. That is 28 and 32. 28 and 45, right? So that means Mushtaq will be 28, Sukhbir will be 45. Okay? Acha. Now next thing what is given to you is that एक ये चीज दी है, Adam and Sukhbir spent 10 minutes together in the gym, right? Adam entered at 6:50. Now we are given that only 2 people were present at the gym. ठीक है, एक बार में 2 ही लोग present थे. ठीक है. Now what can be the possibility? Either Adam entered first, then Sukhbir, or Sukhbir Adam. There can be 2 cases. ठीक है, there can be 2 cases. So let us take both the cases. If Sukhbir entered, right, if Adam entered first, okay, there can be 2 cases that, so Adam and Sukhbir spent 10 minutes. So either it will be Adam Sukhbir or Sukhbir Adam. ठीक है. Now so in this case, let's say that Adam entered at 6:50. ठीक है. So what will happen is so if Adam entered at 6:50, so Sukhbir must have left by 7, right? So Adam entered at 6:50, that is given to you. Okay. So one thing is that he continued till 7 and then Sukhbir left at that time, isn't it? So one thing could be, this is Sukhbir exit. Okay. Another thing could be Sukhbir, Adam entered first and then Sukhbir. So Adam entered first, so Sukhbir, Adam if enters first and then Sukhbir comes, so it means last 10 minutes of Adam. Suppose Adam is 24. Just take an example. Adam is suppose 24. Okay, Adam suppose is minimum, that is 24. So Adam will enter from 6:50 and exit at 7:14, right? If we are taking Adam 24, least value. So it means Sukhbir will enter at 7:04 because they spent 10 minutes together, right? 7:04 to 7:14, and he spent 48 5 minutes, so he will exit at 7:49. Correct? Now this is not possible because that last person exited 7:30. Okay, last person is exiting at 7:30, so this is not possible. If this is not possible, so this will be possible that Adam entered at 6:50, Sukhbir exit at 7. So Sukhbir entry mara at, like Sukhbir exit at 7. So Sukhbir entered at 6:15. Okay, Sukhbir entered 6:15 and exit at 7. So 6:15 to 7, it was Sukhbir. Okay, is that thing clear? Sukhbir exit at 7 p.m. He entered at 6:15. Okay. Now this person, the person who entered 64 minutes after Hitesh, spent 32 minutes in the gym. Okay. Now if you see this, that person is not, this person is not Sukhbir, because Sukhbir spent 45 minutes, right? This person is not Sukhbir. This person is, of course, Hitesh cannot be this person, right? This person cannot be Mushtaq also, right? This cannot be Mushtaq, so it will be Adam or Navneet, right? This can be Adam or Navneet because Sukhbir spent 45, right? So this person will be either Adam or Navneet. Okay. Acha, from this we get one more information, right? One more information. Sukhbir entered 13 meters after Mushtaq, na? So Sukhbir 7:15 to 37. So Sukhbir is, so let us put, I mean, we do not have this complete table. Let us put things like this. So entry exit, so we can put for some people. We do not know the order, but we will put like this. So Adam entered at 6:50. When did he leave? We do not know. Okay? We do not know his leaving time. Sukhbir entered at 6:15 and left at 7. Okay? Mushtaq entered, he entered 13 minutes after Mushtaq, right? So Mushtaq will enter at 6:02 and will leave at how much? 6:30. Okay? So obviously Mushtaq will come first and then Sukhbir. Okay? Now what do we get? Now we have got these people. The person who entered 64 minutes after Hitesh spent 32 minutes in the gym. Spent 32 minutes, right? So we do not know who is who. Sukhbir exit is this. Acha, see this. Adam. So first of all, see, when will Adam exit? Adam, if it takes 24 minutes, Adam will exit around 7:14, 7:15, right? Adam will not be exiting. So see, we know this order, right? Mushtaq will enter first. Mushtaq and Sukhbir will be together because Mushtaq is there till 6:30, right? Now, if we talk about this person, 6:30, and when Sukhbir is there, Sukhbir will be alone in 6:50 and Adam will come after 6:50, right? So this person will be Adam, right? This person will be Adam, this will be Sukhbir, this will be Mushtaq. Is that clear? Because Adam will leave after 7 something, right? He will, if it is like minimum he is going, he will be after 7 something, right? 7:15 kind of thing. So by the time last person would have come, right? So this is Adam. So Mushtaq will enter at 6:02 and exit at 6:30. Okay. This is 6:15 and 7, and this is 6:50. We do not know when he exits. Okay. And now we will have 28, 45. Okay, now it says that the person who's entered 64 minutes after Hitesh spent 32 minutes in the gym. So Hitesh cannot be this person. So Hitesh will be this person, right? Now 64 minutes after Hitesh. So let us say if I take this case, right, we will not. So this will be that person, right? It looks like this person will be 64 minutes after Hitesh. Isn't it? Right, because they spent 28:45. So this person is the only person who can spend 32 minutes, right? So Hitesh must have entered at 5:46. Hitesh entered at 5:46 and this person spent 32 minutes. So he will leave at 7:22. Okay, and this person is N. Now we cannot say the duration about these two, right? Right, we cannot, right, tell the duration of these two, right? So what can be the duration? This duration can be 24, 25. This can be 25 or 24, right? Is that clear? Right, is that clear? Did you get this duration? All right. Okay, so we will get this as the order, right? Okay, so at what time did Sukhbir leave? Sukhbir left at 7 a.m. right? Sukhbir left at 7. Okay, all right, next let's do this. Who spent 32 minutes in the gym? So 32 minutes will be Adam. Okay, 32 minutes will be Adam. And next question is that what is the difference between the time when Hitesh and Mushtaq entered? This set, I would say 15 minutes, right? 12 to 15 minutes, because this is not definitely and not easy. It is a logical intensive, right? You have to use a lot of logic. But if you can understand such kind of things, right, then you can do it probably in 10 to 12 minutes also, right? It takes a lot of time to understand. So I hope you have understood this, right? If you have to, you must have understand this, right? Difference between the time when Hitesh and Mushtaq entered. So we can find the time in which they entered. So 16 minutes is the difference. Okay. All right. Then we have, for how much time was Navneet alone in the gym? Can you answer this question? For how much time was Navneet alone in the gym? Now, certain things you cannot tell that when did he enter, right? You cannot tell when Navneet entered. But after 7:22 he was alone. We cannot say that when he entered, but after 7:22 he was alone, because this person, Adam, left at 7:22. So from 7:22 to 7:30 he was alone in the gym, right? So the answer is 8 minutes. Okay. Yes, the answer is 8 minutes. I mean, it was something that like some people would say cannot be determined. So you should think that we do not know his entry time, but last is empty for, I mean, alone for 8 minutes. Okay. All right. So that was the sets for the day. I hope like you enjoyed these sets. Some really intense one, like deep, difficult ones, and like we did some modern. I think today the intensity was more, right? Some of them very, very difficult sets. But yes, you sailed through, you saw those explanations, right? So some good sets you must have solved today, and I hope you enjoyed those, right? Okay, so what we will do is, right, so this is the question for the day, right? So every is a ritual, part of our ritual, that every week I give a question. So you can solve this question. It is like team selection thing, right? You have to, so there are 10 stones and you have to select 6. So certain conditions are given and you have to, based on that you will answer this question. So we will discuss this in the beginning of next class. Okay. All right. So that brings us to the end of today's session. If you really enjoyed it, please do like it and share it with your friends. Right. So these are the faculty members that are there at Gradeup, and I'm sure you must have seen them, how they teach, the expert they are in the respective sections. Right. So some last few minutes left for the sale. Right, and this is like in case someone is interested in course buying that, can do so. Okay, so this VRC Mega Mock Challenge is live till tomorrow noon, right? In case you want to attempt it, right, you can take it till 12 p.m. right? You can sleep for now because you must be tired after this 2.5 hours of marathon, and do it tomorrow. Okay, all right, so that's it for today. Right, I'm sure you enjoyed today's sets, some really good ones, right? So we'll meet next week, wherein we will solve some more such sets, right? And please do answer the question in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, share it with your friends, and recommend to your friends, right? People keep asking ki where to practice DILR and all, so you can recommend is one of the sources, right? In which, like, you do not have to do anything, you just have to come and watch these sessions, right? I do the hard work, bring up some good sets for you, and you just have to attend the class and join them, right? All right, so that's it for today's class. Thank you for watching this video. Have a good night, and I'll see you next week with some more sets. Till then, take care of yourself.